Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for coming to today's podcast where I'm talking about why Reiki is so important and why I absolutely recommend that everyone is at least attuned to Reiki 1. I want to talk about some things that are not Reiki and what is Reiki and why channeling the Reiki ray will help you bring out your own personal healing modality. I think all of this is really relevant and important in these days of ascension. Welcome to 5D Channels and Chats with Rachel Chamness. As a shamanic channel and mentor, I'll be sharing wisdom and healing from higher dimensions through channeling beings of light. You will also hear liquid Reiki shamanic sound healing, channels between intuitives, and discussion on higher dimensional healing and channeling. You'll find links and more in the show notes, so be sure to check them. You can find me at soundwavesheal.com and my Facebook group, 5D Daily Spiritual Healers in Higher Dimensions. Why is Reiki so important? I assume that you're here listening to my podcast because you are a light worker. And what does that mean exactly? That means that you have a desire to work in a way in your life that brings forward light for yourself and for others. That does not mean that you need to do something like I'm doing, or be a Reiki practitioner, or be a channel, but it just means that you are interested in filling your light body, meaning filling your body with the highest vibration of light, getting to know your own spirit guides, meditation, and just spreading light and love, as hokey as it sounds, spreading that light and love everywhere you go, no matter what your profession is. When I say work, I really mean live. Where do you want to live? Living in your heart and spreading your light, so important as a light worker. And since you are now understanding, if you didn't already, that you are a light worker, I'm going to say this. If you really, really want to upgrade your vibration, then that is what Reiki does. And hopefully you're already attuned to Reiki and you'll still listen because you'll maybe get some new ways to think about how to explain Reiki from a different perspective. But I really, really believe that everyone needs to be attuned to Reiki. Now, I'm sure that there are many other types of healing, and these other types of healing are just like Reiki. I'm not going to speak about that because I don't know every modality there is. But maybe when I explain Reiki to you and how it works, and if you are using a different modality, you might consider, does the modality that I'm using do this same thing? And if not, would it hurt to get a Reiki 1 attunement? So, what is Reiki? Reiki is channeling an energy through the crown of your head and out of your hands to heal someone, either in person, which is the Reiki 1 level, or distance, which is Reiki 2 level, not just distance as in different countries, different places, but different time, as in you can heal your past. You can even heal your future. You can heal in another dimension. So Reiki 1 is anything you can see, you can heal. And Reiki 2 is anything you can imagine, you can heal. How does it work? There is what we call the Reiki ray. So imagine this ray of light. This ray comes down through your crown and goes through your whole body before it comes out your hands, or possibly in a higher level like level 2, your heart, even your eyes. And you are the channel of this ray. You are not the healer so much, though we use the word. You are the channel of the healing. And this Reiki ray is attributed to the healing of Jesus and Buddha and others who channeled God's source or the universe's beautiful healing through them. It possibly was the ray of Reiki. And sure, it's been called many things. It was discovered, meaning that Dr. Usui, the founder of Reiki, didn't invent Reiki. He discovered it through spiritual awakening. And so we learn how to wield this ray to bring through us. And in bringing it through us to heal others, it also heals us. So that is what Reiki is. And the most important part about Reiki is that we're all born with an innate type of healing that we can use to heal others. Now, maybe not every single person brings healing onto this planet, but if you're a light worker, then you do. And anyone who is working through their heart is wanting to heal others. And the difference between being a Reiki practitioner and just being a natural healer is that the natural healer could sometimes be using their own light to heal others, which could deplete their own light and make them sick. So instead, we want to channel that light. When we channel the light, then it invigorates us instead of depleting us. We bring this light forward and it helps us learn how to wield our own modality so that we can bring our own modality from our higher self a little bit easier, more channeled, and less stressful on the body. In fact, when you're healing with Reiki, and let's say you're mixing it with your own modality, it will mix with every modality that you use. So let's say all the modalities that you have all mixing together with Reiki, then this is going to be a way that builds your light body as you help others. And it will bring you to a higher permanent vibration. So Reiki 1 will help you deeply release anything that's keeping you at a lower vibration. And that is why we talk about the 21-day cleanse of Reiki, the detox, where things that are no longer serving you just completely fall away and you are adjusting to your permanent higher vibration. This will include some self-work and up-leveling because it is just part of it. And you will begin to find yourself in a happier place, a better place, a more aligned place for yourself. And that is one of the biggest reasons why I absolutely recommend it. If you can bring yourself to a higher vibration and you can heal others with your hands without depleting your own light, why wouldn't you? And now you can Reiki everything. Let's say you're a shop owner, you can Reiki everything in your shop, bringing it to a higher vibration. Let's say that you cut hair for a living. Now you are also calming and relaxing and helping your client while you're cutting their hair. Let's say that you write books. Now you're infusing a higher vibration into your books. And with your own higher vibration, you're bringing in a higher vibration of words and stream of consciousness in general. So every part about Reiki really up levels you. And the Reiki 1, I think, is an absolute necessity for ascension. I absolutely recommend it. And I think it's a beautiful, beautiful practice. To be attuned to Reiki, you must have a full class, a manual that teaches you more. And I would say it would be nice if you also had a Reiki book. I do include these in my own Reiki, but also you need to have a personal attunement. So what to look for in a Reiki class and attunement is that you want to be attuned to Reiki 1 by itself, personally. You want the Reiki Master to be attuning you only and then attuning the next person and the next. It is not something you can be attuned by video with, and it is not something you can be attuned in a big group with all at once. It has to be an individual attunement. I do believe that Zoom attunements work. I have seen them work. I do them all the time. But as with anything, a Reiki attunement must be done correctly. And the biggest thing that I think Reiki practitioners may get wrong sometimes, because we are human, starts with not being stuck in your ego. Before you even work on someone as a Reiki 1 practitioner, I teach the Reiki prayer of saying, hey, Reiki spirit guides or Reiki masters who surround me and help me with this, please clean up any mistakes that I may make and help correct them. And that way, if you make human mistakes, it's no problem because your Reiki guides and masters are there to clean it up. And you want to do the same thing for an attunement. Before you ever start a Reiki attunement as a Reiki master, I hope that you were taught to do this little prayer. Because if you did accidentally mix something up or get it a little bit wrong, your Reiki masters would fix it. And I think this is really, really important. And I have seen a few rare cases where an attunement wasn't great. And I think that that's really sad. And it's good to maybe sometimes get a new attunement. But I've also seen people who said, I want a new attunement because I don't like my old Reiki master. I think that you can just make the intention that if your attunement was good, which it probably was, even if you didn't like your master, or maybe it wasn't. I'm not going to judge whatever happened, but then you can just say, I disconnect from that Reiki master and I connect instead to the Reiki grandmasters to help me go forward with my Reiki with sovereignty and not connected at all to my master. But I would recommend that you get another Reiki master because it is nice to have someone who's a mentor that you can ask questions of. You should always be able to reach your Reiki master for questions and have them help you in all ways. Also, you want to make sure that your Reiki attunement is properly spaced out between Reiki 1 and Reiki 2. You shouldn't be attuned to Reiki 1 and Reiki 2 in the same day. It can cause way too much up leveling. So you will have an up leveling of 21 days before and 21 days after. And if you are really in a rush and you are just feeling really drawn to doing Reiki 2 right afterwards, you must wait at least 21 days after your attunement before you are attuned again. And even then, that if you do it this way, you are absolutely accepting that it might be a really heavy adjustment to attune to this frequency in this way, to do it so fast after the first one. And that can be okay as long as you know that you are accepting that it's going to be a little extra work on your shadow work, because that's what will happen as things come up to be released so that you can raise to a higher vibration. Let's talk about what's not Reiki. So there is so much misconception out there about Reiki. And people say there's dark Reiki, there's black Reiki, there's evil Reiki, or when you get a Reiki attunement, that now your light is so bright that now you'll be inundated with demons and you'll never get your light back. All of this is propaganda. I'm so sorry to tell you. What is Reiki is that it is always from the light and it can never, ever do any harm. When people are taken over by entities and dark things, and they are bringing through something else, that is not dark Reiki. There is no such thing as that. Reiki is, by definition, only of the light. So they are bringing through something else and calling it Reiki. So that is something completely different. And yes, it can happen to people. If you are being attuned too quickly or you aren't ready, sometimes with the attunement 1 and 2 at the same time, this can cause problems too. Or maybe your attunement wasn't right. Like maybe your master teacher wasn't really a Reiki practitioner or wasn't in the light, then sure, you could have some problems there. But for the most part, Reiki brings your vibration higher and protects you more. And that is why I would never teach any of these high level healing practices to anyone who wasn't a master teacher. It is why I insist that people are master teachers before they take my addendum channeling course, which shows them how to work with the dead, how to channel the past loved ones and past historical figures. So this is a really important thing. You have to have a certain kind of vibration to do this. And so that is why I make that a prerequisite. And Reiki is always of the light. Anything that is dark, it just isn't Reiki. You are being told that it's Reiki and it's not. And that is very important. Now, if you have been following me, you know that I teach my own Reiki. It's called Psychic Reiki Healing. And what it is Sui Reiki. It's in 3 levels. You have Reiki 1, Reiki 2, and Reiki Master and Master Teacher in the same course. And I teach these with my own psychic Reiki healing techniques, which are a little bit of a higher dimensional help in some cases, especially in the upper courses. And these are all techniques that I downloaded from my spirit guides and Reiki grandmasters that I attune to and speak with as a channel and medium. One thing about Reiki, which happens all the time with any Reiki course and attunement, is that it will connect you more to your higher self and to your God self, if you'd like, whatever you would call your highest version of your soul. And so it's going to open your clairs, because psychic clairs are part of being human. You are supposed to have them. And yes, you're supposed to develop them too. They aren't something that you automatically get. It's part of your spiritual journey to learn how to open them. And I love to help people open their clairs. I do it in many ways, but my Psychic Reiki Healing course is one of them, because I do include a lot of clair opening techniques that can help you. And these are also available in my monthly group, my Tag Lightworkers membership. And of course, I teach a full channeling mastery course as well. But my psychic Reiki healing just includes all of this that I've brought forward. And you can see everything that I do teach on my Reiki page on my website. And that is soundwavesheal.com/Reiki if you're interested. I also have found that in this level of ascension and where we are now in the world, when people get that message from their spirit guides to really do Reiki, they can't wait for a class. And so, what I've really done with my classes is, since I've taught them in person for so long and then eventually online after 2020, I learned, to have a real rhythm with it. And it allowed me to take the whole course of Reiki 1 and Reiki 2 and put them on video modules. Now, I had already done this because I wanted to help anyone who couldn't remember everything, because it's impossible to remember an entire 5-hour class for most people. But if you have a little ADHD, if you're an artist brain, then it's even a little harder. So I made a video for every part of Reiki 1 and Reiki 2 for a Reiki refresh. And then I decided to just complete it and make it an entire course. So you can learn by video the class portion of Reiki 1 and Reiki 2 in my psychic Reiki healing course. And then, of course, the attunement is personal, and we would schedule that afterwards. And I do teach my master and master teacher Reiki twice a year. And this is a great course where I just try to include everything I would consider that a master teacher Reiki practitioner should know. So you can see it on my site, but I include all kinds of clearing and healing places, spaces, people, deeply releasing attachments and things like that weren't covered in level 2. We do break it up into some video modules and live course. And I do teach it twice a year. And it includes everything that I think a Reiki master teacher should know in this day and age. So even the Reiki manual that I use is updated post 2012. And of course, I also send you a book so that you have lots of resources. We learn more than just the regular Asui Reiki for master teacher. There's, of course, level 3 symbols and more, how to clear past life vows and agreements, how to remove a psychic entity attachment, clear portals, spaces, and homes, clear parallel and alternate lives that need clearing. And I add all kinds of other things, how to accomplish surgery sessions, birth portal sessions, how to send earthbound spirits to the light, how to do ancestral healing, things like that, pro tips, Reiki grids, and Takarana. I try to include everything, and I am always updating my Reiki modules with new videos when I learn more, because I really believe that this master teacher is the pinnacle of being a master. And I really believe that a master can do these things with the ability of having that third master teacher attunement that raises your vibration so high that it allows you to do these things. And you don't need to be fully psychic to find what needs to be cleared. I teach you how to do that, even if your psychic clairs aren't as open as you wish, or if you just don't trust them as much as you should. Although I always encourage that, because I teach all kinds of channeling. So this is really what I think is really important about Reiki. Let's raise our vibration higher. Let's start now. If you haven't already, with Reiki 1, if you are a Reiki master already and you've listened to this much of my podcast, I really thank you. And I'd love to hear what you think about why people should be Reiki attuned in this time. I realize it's a little controversial. I honestly think every single person should have a Reiki 1 attunement, because if every single person was up-leveled like this, can you imagine if everything in the world was given Reiki? Every object, every piece of food, every animal, every plant, every place covered by all the people of the world giving Reiki and touching Reiki and just keeping Reiki flowing through their hands all the time. What a world this would be. It would be amazing. So I'd love to hear what you think. Do you think Reiki is very important? If you want to hear more, I describe a lot more about Reiki and answer a lot of questions in a comprehensive blog post on my website, soundwavesheal.com. and it's called Everything About Reiki. If you want to go to soundwavesheal.com/blog and then put in the search Reiki, it will come up. I have a few Reiki blog posts, but this one is soundwavesheal.com/everything-about-Reiki. So thank you so much for coming today. And I'd love to hear what you think in any place where you can comment and I can answer. I know this goes on many channels, but I definitely can answer on YouTube. So thank you so much for coming. Thank you for joining me for today's episode. If you are a healer or spiritual entrepreneur, present or future, I'd like to invite you to my Facebook group, 5D Daily, Spiritual Healers in Higher Dimensions, where I'll be live for more discussion and questions on Thursdays. I'll put the link in the show notes. I'm Rachel Chamness at Sound Waves Heal.